I watched A Multimillionaire Go Broke Part 6. Okay, so I know we left off. I was telling you about how she now had given me authority to pay her bills because her mental health has started to decline, all the pressure, all the money going out, nothing coming in. And so I finally got a chance to pay her bills, which is not a chance, but finally got a chance to reveal to you, which was another duty for me. And as my duties went up, so did my pay. She was very generous with me, always looking out for me. Even when, like I said, I was trying to tell you the last one that when I had problems, like she was like, "What are your problem?" And I'd be like, "Well, my rent is due. I don't really have it all, whatever, whatever." And she'd be like, "How much is your rent?" And I'd be like, "This, da, 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 da." And she would be like, "Write me a check and say, here, those are small problems, kid. I got big problems. You're worried about that? I'm worried about much more." And I was like, "Hey, don't be minimizing my problems. Problem is a problem is a problem." She was like, "You would have the foggiest idea." She was right. Believe that. Because the more you have to lose, right? And that's just that. And that's the truth. If you don't got it, you be like, "Hey, I ain't got it." You call a credit card company to call me back next year. I ain't got it. That's how we roll, right? Well, the average Joe Schmo, which I'm not the average Joe Schmo. But anyway, back to her. So I go into the office. I was, getting her mail as I came in the house and stuff like that, and filing things, putting things in the pile. So I saw the bills and stuff, but I didn't see the income. And so, boom, I had to do the password, set her up online because she didn't have online banking. She would actually call the bank and talk to a banker about her funds. And there was some accounts that I saw there too that I didn't know exactly what it is. She had a revolving line of credit off her house. So in her revolving line of credit account, she had about 16 million. I don't know how you got that. I guess the house was only worth like 6 million, I guess. When she bought it, maybe? I don't know how that works out. Maybe y'all could tell me about that. But she had about 16 million in a revolving line of credit. She also had her main bank account, which from what it looked like to me, she was living off the interest. At the time that she showed me the bank account, and this is months later, and she's been paying on the commercial property, the attorneys, and all this and that, and the overhead of how she lived or whatever. At that time that I saw her main bank account, where she paid her expenses out of, there was around 47 million. 47 million. I repeat, 47 million in one account. And you feeding me, you giving me pipe water and water bottles? Really? 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 So I didn't necessarily look at her differently. I looked at her as smart. Because you got to realize when you came from barely nothing. Some of your family members had oil money. But you didn't have that, right? And so you come here and you come to America and you work so hard and you and your husband make all of this, and then he takes all of that, which I don't even know what it amounted to. And when she was filing her court cases and stuff like that, she was also filing some stuff. So she had like a couple of court cases going on. And I would get all of like the file, the motion to this, the divorce decree, all of that, I'm not reading through that because I'm not Inspector Gadget. It ain't none of my business. Which, she told me everything. She was an open book with me. And so, yeah. And I know she had an account in her country. They always have accounts in their country now. And I know there were some other accounts probably with other banks that I wasn't privy to. So this is what real money, okay? Real money. You don't believe me? You don't have to believe me, but it's the truth. Yes. Rich people know other rich people have, like her friends, like a lot of her friends, like own like a whole bunch of hotels, chains of hotels, grocery stores, stuff like that. And in her community, when they got money, they got mega money. Okay. So that was the case. And so after she exposed me to that, she trusted me. She was like in a whirlwind of trying to just keep herself together, like wake up every day and stay steady, get her mind right, just be happy for a moment. And we would play music, and she would dance, and she'd laugh, and she'd cry, she'd laugh, and I'd say, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, and stuff like that. And wow, it's just to let you know that, y'all, I'm telling you, seize the moment. Today is all you got. Like, you don't matter how much money you got, just be you and just live your life, and just whatever comes, whatever goes. Don't stress over things. It is not that serious. It really isn't. And it's always a way is going to be made for you. Because think about it. Don't even think about just what she had, but think about how I was struggling when I met her. And now I'm in cahoots with some of the top tier people in America. She's got millions and millions of dollars. This is my close friend, like my sister. Can you imagine that? And then she was trying to show me too and empower me. That's how I became a business owner. And because she showed me it can be done, that it's possible. Because she came, remember, the husband left her. She's from a community that you have a husband and they run everything and you just live your life and, enjoy it or whatever. But she came from that to being alone. And people in the community talking about her, oh, this, oh, that. She's by herself. It puts you in this bad place. So she was looked down upon, even though she had money, because people have more money than her in her community. Okay? And so that was a lot of pressure on her. And she cried in many, many tears. Tears and rivers of tears all the time. And had all that money. But she thought it wasn't enough. She thought it was running out because all of the expenses. And how is she going to live off that for the rest of her life? And then what about grandkids? Nothing was guaranteed for her, so she was tripping. But I was like, girl, if I was you, I'd be on vacation right now, which we did. We took vacations. We did all of that. I didn't clean up her house. I wasn't a maid or anything like that. I was like her sidekick. It was like Batman and Robin, Bonnie and Clyde. I was like her security and everything. And I would watch the vultures. I would keep people at bay that was coming around with a handout, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And we've got some things that she went through like, wow. But anyway, so I started paying her bills. And I could see the account diminishing every month because that's all the expenses that were like major expenses. Because she didn't have a line of credit, like a commercial line of credit, a business line of credit. It wasn't that. It was something related to her house. And so I started dwindling down. And as it started dwindling down, she was freaking out more and more. So say a year went by with all of the expenses that she had. We was down to like maybe 43 million. So like a 4 million had gone. So imagine if you count your money and every year 4 million gone and you have nothing coming in. And then more things are going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen, right? So she was spazzing. And I was like, girl, you got it made, girl. If I was you, I would lay down. I would be on the side of the beach. I would be at the beach, okay? For the rest of my life. I would just go to a remote country where the expenses aren't so high and live it out. But no, she had a reputation. She had something to prove and the pressure was on. But yeah. So at that time, if you put the 47 with the 16, and then she had some other stuff going on that I didn't know about, like, I know she had enough stuff that I don't know about. Like, and I'm drinking pipe water, really? But yeah. So now let's get into the nitty gritty. The scandal. Part 7.